Bonjour à tous! I hope you had a great Christmas holidays and a fun new year. We're back for a new episode of the French Blabla podcast, Speak Like a Native. Today I will be covering the second part of my French Essential series. In the first part, you remember that we talked about how to use properly c'est and il est, because these two are very confusing for learners, and they usually don't really know which one to choose. In today's episode, we will talk about another puzzling pair. I'm sure you know that I'm of course talking about bien and bon. The two words can be translated as good, and that's why it's so difficult to sort them. If we want to use them wisely, we need to understand what they actually mean. We won't study every single occurrence of these two words though, but we will try to see a few general rules so that you can use them accurately 90% of the time. So let's start with the easiest in these two sentences. Je parle bien français. Je parle bien français. And j'ai mangé dans un bon restaurant. J'ai mangé dans un bon restaurant. In the first sentence, we use bien, and in the second one, bon. Why is that? If you noticed, bien, in the first sentence, qualifies the verb parler, whereas in the other example, bon qualifies the noun restaurant. Here it is, you've got the rule. Bien will be used with a verb and bon will be used with a noun. Another two examples for you. Je danse bien. Je danse bien. And je lis un bon livre. Je lis un bon livre. You can't say je danse bon or je fais un voyage bien. There are a few exceptions to this rule, and the only one that will actually be useful to you is with the verb sentir. Sentir. To smell. If you want to say that something smells good, you will say ça sent bon. Ça sent bon, and not ça sent bien. A little warning, bien can be used as an adjective in French. However, using it this way can sometimes sound awkward in a sentence. Like in j'ai acheté un ordinateur bien. J'ai acheté un ordinateur bien. I suggest you to use it with a word that modulates it, like vraiment, trop, or super. You will get j'ai acheté un ordinateur vraiment bien. J'ai acheté un ordinateur vraiment bien. Adding these little words will make your French life way easier. No native will cringe. Here, bien means nice or cool. You may have noticed that I didn't use the verb to be in any of my examples. With this particular verb, it's the moment when everybody gets confused, because it's possible to say c'est bon and c'est bien. Both are very fine, but they are not interchangeable. So when do we use bon and when do we use bien? Let's start with bon. You're in a restaurant and you're eating a delicious plate of foie gras, and you're saying c'est bon, c'est vraiment bon. Meaning it is so scrumptious. That's the first use. If your good means delicious, then it will be bon. Another situation that happens every day with my students. It's almost time to start the lesson, and I usually ask, c'est bon? Meaning, are you ready? Is it okay? Or I also use it after they read some questions, and I want to check if there's no problem, if everything's okay. C'est bon? Oui, oui, c'est bon. That's the second use. If your good means ready or okay, then it will be bon. You can also use it before leaving a place and you ask if everybody is ready to go. You will ask, c'est bon? On y va? C'est bon? On y va? Be careful with the English, are you okay? Or, how do you feel? Don't forget that we don't use tu es bon, but rather the ça va, like in comment tu vas. The last use we will study for this little word is ton devoir est bon. Ton devoir est bon. You're checking the homework of a student and you see that there's no mistake. You will say c'est bon. C'est bon. Here it means that the homework is correct. Please don't fall into the I'm good trap. Either my students will say je suis bon or je suis bien, and none of them are correct. Je suis bon means I'm a righteous and generous person. And je suis bien can either mean I'm comfortable where I am right now, like you're sitting in your sofa, for example. But it can also mean I'm so cool. So for a better translation of I'm good, you can use tout roule or tout va bien. And be careful about not using bon when you talk about a girl, as it implies a sexual meaning. I talked about this problem in more details in episode 4, so don't hesitate to listen to it again to avoid unintentional innuendos. Now let's have a look at bien. It's the one you will use most of the time, even though it doesn't have as many meanings as its friend. You read a new book and you liked it a lot, so you tell your friend that ce livre est bien. Ce livre est bien. Here you can swap bien for interesting, cool, or nice. Another example? You're visiting your friend's new flat and it looks so gorgeous, so you say, oh là là, c'est bien ici. Oh là là, c'est bien ici. Wow, it's so nice here. So a very common mistake that I hear is to say, c'est bon que, when one wants to say it's good to or that, or it would be good to or that. Here, good can be swapped for nice, so you have to use bien. For example, c'est bien que tu fasses ça. C'est bien que tu fasses ça. It's good that you do that. Like in my previous episode, a little challenge is waiting for you on the page show notes. You will also find a cheat sheet for you to download that will recap all the tips I gave you. You can find everything at frenchteachercaro.wordpress.com. I'm really looking forward to read your answers. And do you have any other pairs or puzzling grammatical use that you struggle with? Is there something that you can't seem to master no matter how hard you try? So don't hesitate to share with me in the comment section. C'était Caroline, votre prof de français, et je vous dis à très bientôt pour un nouvel épisode.